Chapter 1 Springtime of Reform. Keep in mind your big question. What was the temperance movement? Making life better. How can we make life better for people less fortunate than ourselves? Chances are you've heard that question many times. You have probably thought about it. Maybe you've shared your ideas on that subject with others. People who spend a lot of time and effort trying to make things better are called reformers. There have always been reformers in America, more at some times in our history than in others. In 1830s and 1840s, they were an especially active time for reformers. In this land of growing democracy and equality, Americans believed that everything was possible. Thousands of Americans took part in reform movements. They believed they could make life fairer by changing attitudes and changing laws. They believed that doing these things would make the United States a better country. The temperance movement. One group of reformers was concerned about people who drank too much alcohol. You probably know this is still a problem today. Believe it or not, it was even worse in the early 1800s. Americans drank 3 times as much alcohol per person as they do today. Most heavy drinkers were grown men, but a large were teenagers. On the frontier, women also drank heavily. Drinking ruined many homes and many lives. It contributed to poverty and crime. The problem of heavy drinking gave rise to one of the important reform movements of the 1800s, the temperance movement. Temperance means drinking little alcohol or none at all. Reformers believed that if people gave up alcohol, their lives would improve and their families would be saved from pain and poverty. Reformers delivered their message in different ways. They wrote songs, put on plays, handed out pamphlets, and delivered sermons in church. They organized huge parades of children who carried banners begging grown-ups to stop drinking. Reformers called the children who paraded the Cold Water Army. Can you see why? Reformers also got drinkers to sign a pledge or promise that they would stop or at least reduce their drinking. More than 1 million people took the pledge. As years passed, some people who signed the pledge did start drinking again. Nevertheless, the temperance movement was successful. In just 10 years, Americans were drinking less than half as much alcohol as before.